And the next one, the one that really
the Rimac
that really got people excited.
Yeah.
June 10th of 17, right?
Yeah, that was, we're on a Swiss hill climb event, and I'd taken the Rimac Concept 1, Mate, who you met today, what a genius. And there were only 8 in the world, and by the time I'd finished, there were only 7.
My favorite moment of this is that the only thing that you remembered was sky ground, sky ground, sky ground, sky ground.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, we'd been doing runs up the hill all day, and weirdly, this is terrible, same director as the Vampire Crash.
Oh.
Came over the radio. James and I were on our way back down the hill after our final run of the day. He came over the radio, lads, I've got permission for one more run. And I said, this is really evil. I said to him over the radio, oh no, Phil, you know what's going to happen next? I'm going to crash. It's going to be a disaster. It's your fault. Oh God. Set off, and not 5 minutes later, all he saw was a plume of black smoke and an air ambulance helicopter coming in to get me. Yeah, that was me being an idiot, because the car's really fast, and I'd crossed the finish line, but I kept my foot in just a couple of seconds too long, and there was a left at the top with a bit of sand on it. And the car rotated, and I went off backwards, and it end-over-ended multiple times. I think it fell about 500 feet, end over end, went between a tree and a house. I posted it with absolute precision. It was upside down in the air for quite a long time. I was thinking snacks might come round or something, because it was, then I realized I'm going to have to land, and eventually it did, upside down. I was wearing a seatbelt, not a full harness, and a helmet, but no neck brace. But I was okay dangling from the seatbelt. I knew my leg's broken and my ribs. And I thought, yeah, I better get out. Started struggling to get out, and then I thought, no, somebody will come and get me. I mean, they will have noticed that. And then I heard the fire start, and I thought, oh, I really should get out. And I mean, all credit to Mate and the Rimac, the door opened after what the car had been through was incredible. I pulled myself out, and a couple of people arrived, and I said, don't pull me by my legs, they're broken, pull me by my arms, and they did. And then they put me on the stretcher waiting to get into the air ambulance. And I thought, I'm going to have to telephone my wife. This is going to be a tricky telephone call. But I thought it's going to come out on social media. So I said, I need a telephone. And eventually one of the medics gave me a telephone, and I rang her. Hi, Mind. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, fine. Car blazing away over there. Ambulance, helicopter there. Yeah, fine. Look, I've had a bit of a shunt. You're probably going to see it on social media soon, but don't worry, I've run checks, and I had. I'd gone through saying to them, the medics must have thought I was mad, because I was saying, right, I'm Richard Hammond, the date, this is the car I'm driving, my daughters are Izzy and Willow, my wife's Mindy, yep, everything works, my brain's okay. So I said, I've run checks, there's nothing that won't mend, legs and ribs and things, but it'll all fix. And she was all right about it. She wasn't pleased.
I thought she told you do this again, and
3 strikes and I'm out.
Right.
But I got
which you might have been out anyway at 3 strikes.
Well, I got shipped off to the hospital, pumped full of morphine and a big cage around this leg. Swiss hospital, and they're quite good at mending broken things in Switzerland, because everyone breaks them skiing. James May arrived in the hospital with a bottle of gin. I couldn't have been happier. I was having a great time. The director, meanwhile, was practically having a nervous breakdown. Poor Phil, genuinely, it really hurt him. Because of what I'd said before the run, I still feel bad about that. But yeah, Mindy came out eventually. She was cross, slightly crosser when she saw the unbelievably pretty Swiss nurse that had been looking after me. And I'd insisted on, I want to have it mended in Switzerland because they're really good. And I've since had a tattoo. I had it finished on Monday on this knee. It's now my Swiss Army knee. Remember the Swiss Army penknives? And it's got the little Swiss Army symbol on it?
Yeah.
Because it's got all metal in it. Yeah, I know. It was just my parking. It's not my driving. I tend to park upside down and on fire.